Boom. What is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Malone, and welcome to another special edition of LGRN Reviews. On this episode, we are reviewing Winning Time, Episode 5, the HBO Max series about the 1980s Los Angeles Lakers and the rise of the dynasty. But I'm not alone. I'm never alone. To take us through the hazy world of the 80s of booze and debauchery
Oh boy.
is the man, the myth. Not a myth. He's the man, the real. The man, the real, the legend, Rob Snark. Rob, how are you?
I'm as mythical as the show.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe a little less mythical.
Maybe less. But Rob, let's get right into it, man. There's a couple of storylines flowing around that show. It's I think it kind of took on the it's not as fast. These last two episodes have not been as fast paced as they were.
No.
You know, they've been kind of slowed down, kind of a settled approach to big storylines. Main storyline is they're dealing with the aftermath of Magic Johnson's trade request.
Yep.
There's also the storyline of Kareem. There's that's another storyline, as well as the relationship between Honey and Jeannie. There's that, and Doc Bus just trying to keep everything in house. But let's get right into the massive storyline right away.
Yep.
The fallout of Magic's trade request. He gets Paul Westhead fired. Rob, before we get right into that, I want to get your general thoughts on that episode by itself. Hit me.
Loved the episode. I thought it was it told the best story of the 5 so far. I think the acting was incredible. It's a fantastic episode of television. Music was great. I just wish they would do something more with the Jeannie storyline. I think she's becoming forgotten in the story now.
Mm-hmm.
I miss those kind of those scenes where they would be, also building a business, not just building the Lakers. So, but you can't complain when you have some and dynamic stuff to work with as well. That whole the Paul Westhead firing, Pat Riley's ascension, a little clumsily getting to the top of the mountain there for the Lakers, but it's going to be fun to see how it's going to play out now. I just loved the ending of it. I thought that Adrian Brody was terrific as Pat Riley in this episode. I think it's fantastic. I thought lots of stuff for Magic to do, lots of stuff for Kareem finally. I think it was just a great episode. It was well balanced. It was awesome.
I quite enjoyed that. I mean, my thing with this is you see the evolution of who Pat Riley is now. When Pat Riley's reputation in the NBA is, when you go down to Miami, they have a conditioning test and they have a set of rules you must follow. And management is in charge. Not the player. Management is in charge. And some people think he's a hard ass. Some people think he's a borderline dictator. And some people say he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That was one of the biggest contentions between LeBron James and him. LeBron James ushered player control, and LeBron wanted control of the Miami Heat. And Pat Riley said, no, you're not going to get control of the Miami Heat. Why do you think people be like, oh, LeBron came back to Cleveland because he wants to come home? Like, yeah, that was part of it. But Cleveland also gave him control. They gave him control. He got David Blatt fired. He got the person he wanted in there, Tyronn Lue. He brought in Dwayne Wade and random players, and you're like, why is Dwayne Wade in the Cleveland Cavaliers jersey? Like, what's going on here? And Dwayne Wade, he realized, I don't want to be here, because he loved it in Miami because the environment fit Dwayne Wade, because he is a grinder. He grinds for stuff, and that's what Pat Riley became. That scene with his wife where he's like, yeah, I'm doing all that, happy, lovey, empowering shit you're telling me to do, but they don't respect me. They like me. They don't respect me. And then he says the poignant line, Rob, sometimes when I look in the mirror, I wish I was my father.
Yeah. He got his 12 at bats, Ferris.
Yeah.
Which is true. He played five games for the Phillies or something like that.
Pat Riley?
No, Pat Riley's dad. Yeah.
Oh. Nice. But then he found a balance. Because people still think he's a hard ass, but No one says he's a bad guy. He's an honest guy. He's a truthful guy. You know, he doesn't just give up, right? Coach is struggling. Okay, let's see if he can right the ship. Let's give him a little bit more time. Why, Rob? I think it's because this situation is probably the reason why he does that with Eric Spoelstra. There were times where Eric Spoelstra wasn't making the playoffs.
Right.
They missed the playoffs a couple of times. You could have fired him and kept him moving. But Pat Riley was like, nah, I'm good. He brings them to the NBA Finals twice afterwards. He didn't win it because he doesn't have a star player like that.
He doesn't have 3-star players like that.
Doesn't have 3-star players like that. But, in the NBA, you kind of do, unless you're the Denver Nuggets.
You need to these days. Or the Raptors. The Raptors didn't need to.
Or the Raptors. The Raptors just had one.
Had one.
Yeah.
And Kyle Lowry.
And Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's better now. He's a star now.
Well, Pascal was the second best player on your team that year.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, I disagree.
Okay.
All right.
I will say Kyle Lowry all the time.
Well, of course. Well, guess who where Kyle Lowry is?
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah. He's laying on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
In South Florida.
Yeah. That man is probably the only man to ever have his butt talked about the most. That's like
yeah, 100%.
That is one of the weirdest discourse on NBA Twitter is like, just look at Kyle Lowry's dunk, and you're like,
the two people
what are we doing here?
The most chatter about their butts ever, Kim Kardashian, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, it's Kim Kardashian and Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the echelons.
No, but he, like, in that scene where he's doing this monologue, Rob, what were you feeling? Where he basically takes control of the team and he calls everybody out. Where he's like, so he says, Cap, they be telling me when you're gonna retire, and some people say they don't know, but I'll tell you when you retired 2 months ago. That's when you retired. And Magic's like, oh snap, smiling up, and he's like, why are you smiling? I don't want to see your teeth.
Show your teeth to me.
Yeah, don't show your teeth to me. You think I'm scared of you? You think I'm scared of you? And I'm like, oh snap. People forget, man. Pat Riley, man, he from the backwoods of Kentucky. You know what I mean? Like, he bluegrass. Whoop your ass.
And he was a dirty player too. Like he was mean. He was a mean player. Like he had to fight to get to where he was going to. Yeah. And then he gets to a spot as a color commentator and has to chill out and stuff like that.
He neutered himself.
He has a psychiatrist for a wife.
Oh, yeah,
telling him how to, you have to take it easy. You have to, it's all about positive vibes.
Would that be horrible?
Having someone always analyze you and that has a degree to prove it.
Yeah.
I get the analyzing part. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least she doesn't have a degree. The positive vibes stuff like this, all this freewheeling, peace-loving Pat Riley that I'd never seen before in my entire life. It was fascinating. But this was like a comic book, either a superhero or a supervillain's origin story. Like you could see him. You could see him. You could see it cracking and stuff like that. You could see when he goes to talk to Bus or whatever, and he thinks he's gonna get fired again. You could see it, like he was like, all right. And then as soon as he says, like, you want to be my coach? He's like, yes, fuck yes, I want to be the coach. And it's like, okay, and then he's starting to get it. And then talks about his dad and stuff like that. Now his dad was a mean drunk and violent and stuff like that. And he started getting, it's like, but he had to use that to drive himself. Like I don't think he ever managed in the big leagues. He managed in like the Can-Am leagues and stuff like that, which was pretty high up. I think it was AAA or whatever. A team called the Schenectady Blue Jays, and won championships with them. But yeah, it was baseball, not basketball. So yes, and then he got to the NBA by being scrappy, by being a fighter. He wasn't the biggest guy, so he had to have that attitude and stuff like that. And it all of a sudden just goes away. Now he's starting to remember who Pat Riley is, and you can see it. Like you can see him talking to himself in the mirror. You can see him with the Brill cream on and stuff like that. It's like putting on the cowl or something like that. If you're Batman, like that kind of thing. It's like we're waiting to see the grease, right? And of course they're playing Grease Lightning when he's doing
just Grease.
Like that. Was
just
that
Grease?
That song's called Grease Lightning.
No, it's not. It's called Grease.
It's called Grease Lightning.
No, it's not right.
Oh, no, sorry, that one's
Rob, you
sorry,
want to
Grease
talk
is
to
the
me
word.
about Grease?
That's Grease is the word. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to talk to me about Grease?
I was like,
Rob?
oh my
really?
god, that was yeah.
It's Grease by Frankie Valli.
Yeah, and it was written by the Bee Gees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Grease Lightning is the song they sing in the movie about the car.
Yeah, that's Go Grease Lightning or whatever.
Go
Right. You're
Grease
right.
Lightning, you
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Rob,
Frankie
don't talk to
Valley
me
Street.
about Grease. Rob, you know me. I
Yes.
know Grease. Okay.
Guys,
All right.
also you can watch the Rise of the Pink Ladies reviews right here on the Let's Get Ready
Yes.
Network. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately we
And
couldn't finish that because they
they
took it
didn't.
off of Paramount Plus.
They did not finish it.
Yeah, because
Yeah. Not your
they were,
fault. Not your fault.
not my fault. It's the corporation's fault.
No, that's right. Talk to
But
this
my thing,
Paramount Plus guy.
my favorite thing is Rob is when he's giving this great speech and you're like, yeah, this great speech, and he basically called everyone out for being B words, where it's like y'all here talking to me about other
Everybody.
people.
Yeah.
Y'all talking to me about other people. Like if we have a problem, you gonna say it's face to face. And he looks at Michael Cooper and says, now, who the hell do you think you are? You think you're a star? Do you think you're not a star? And he yells in Michael Cooper's face, like, you're not the star. And Michael Cooper's like, hey man, it's like, and next time if you got a problem, you talk to Jamal. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what's crazy about this, Rob? Jamal Wilkes is on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know NBA basketball, Jamal Wilkes was a really, really good player. And I like how he's like not important on this team.
No,
He does not matter. On the team.
Bob
He does not matter. Bob Mack, okay. So Rob, when that happened, that threw me off. Rob, it was like everyone's like, yeah. And then Rob was like, it's all quiet. Where I was like, okay, one more thing. You're out. Rambus, you're in. And I'm like, wait. Yeah. And you're like, wait, they already hit the Bob McAdoo trade. Okay, I'll go. and then my favorite thing is when Jerry's like, oh, Rouse, the hippie? Oh, not the hippie. He's like, enough of this shit. All right. It's no more Rouse to you. He's yelling in Jerry West's
coach.
Face. It's coach.
I think that's how he got through them. He finally gets his goddamn respect after all this time. He finally just had enough. And I was watching a thing with John Sally on Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that is certainly not how Jerry West was. Like, Jerry West, you guys, he never swears or something like that. He would say, it was like, I don't know how much John Sally. Maybe John Sally knew like the outside.
John Sally knew 75-year-old Jerry West.
Yeah.
John Sally played for the Lakers in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You don't know John Sally. You didn't know Jerry West back in the 80s.
Not 1980, 1981.
Yeah.
Jerry West.
You don't know that.
So amped up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now he had won his championships and stuff like that in the office.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the moment I think that he finally gets respect from Jerry West is when calling out. But he did that with the whole thing, calling out Kareem, calling out Magic in front of everybody at the same time. He didn't let anybody. That shows no favorites to anybody. If I can finally set up something, what did you think of him just saying, just wing it? He finally gets his chance or whatever. He says, just go out there and wing it. It worked for one game. And then they just fell apart or whatever. And this is when he finally has enough or whatever. And it's starting to pressure. It's enough.
It's kind of a defense mechanism for being the interim, right? So it's like, I'll just wing it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But thank you for bringing up Kareem, Rob. Let's go down to storyline number 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the roller disco. They're at the roller derby. Kareem is checked out. He doesn't really care about the team no more. He's mad that Paul Westhead was fired. Honestly, man, Paul Westhead's firing was like that.
Yeah.
It was like 10 minutes of the episode, and then you moved on. Because in real life, the Lakers kind of just moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Got fired and they moved. You know what I mean? And so Kareem is a little mad. Kareem's a little checked out. And Kareem is mad at Jerry Buss because Kareem accuses Jerry Buss of taking advantage of Magic Johnson. So, Rob, you're getting yelled at a roller rink while 7'2" Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is yelling at you. How would you feel?
I feel like a little man. I'd be saying sorry, Dad, and so I did something bad.
The soundtrack of your tongue lashing is some disco song. I don't know what song it was, but it was pretty funny.
Kareem was awesome. Just putting it fact to fact. It's like, and he's already figured it out. He's like, in 5 years, this is going to be an average salary. In 10 years, this will be a joke. So you gave him a life sentence, and so you took advantage of him. And good for Kareem. Good for letting him know. We'll see what happens with Magic and Dr. Buss in the future, but and we'll see if Kareem signs that extension, 1981. I'm not going to say anything, but I really like the way it was portrayed. I thought he was stern without being menacing. Yeah, it was again a fantastic job.
Mhm.
Also, it's always nice to see people on roller skates. Whatever happened to roller skates?
I don't know, man. Like roller rinks seem fun.
They were fun. Like
Yeah,
this is going back in the day or whatever. This is
people still go like ice skating in the winter. Why don't got roller skating in the summer?
yes. Well, I'd say they're a little different, but with the roller skating, and then you'd always have the one has I would always go ice skating with a stick and a puck, and I couldn't do that on a roller rink. And then,
no,
but
Rob,
you'd also have
not
people set up on either side
It's
and
not
skate
Canada,
together
Rob.
it's
not Canada.
How dare you?
Canada, you guys go roll ice skating every day. Like, what are you talking about?
I could go ice skating. It's only maybe 13 or 14 degrees Celsius out right now. It's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit right now out in Winnipeg. It is brutal. It's still summertime.
Mm-hmm.
God has forsaken us.
I think that's why history doesn't talk about Kareem enough. Because Kareem isn't stupid, because he knew the game. He knew the game. That's why when you see his resume, you're like, holy shit, that resume is amazing. Yeah. Like that's a great resume. And no one talks about him as the greatest player of all time because he's a big man, he's abnormally tall, blah blah blah. Big men don't really count. But he was the first person. Him and Oscar Robinson were like, I know the game. Bill Russell knew the game too, and they're kind of like, when people talk about the GOAT, it starts in the 80s and it goes up, and that's it. Because it's and then it's like Magic, LeBron, and Kobe. If you think about it, it's kind of started in the 90s and up. They don't really care about the 80s if you think about it. Like what people be like, who's the GOAT? And it's like, what about Magic Johnson? He has a great case. Why isn't he the best of all time? You know what I mean? But
he just didn't have that long career. Something is going to happen in 1991 that kind of cuts everything a little short. But he just didn't have that long career. He had a 10-year career that was incredibly successful, and he was going up against teams that were also quite good and stuff like that. So I would put Magic up there. Also, he was like a 6'9" point guard and stuff like that. He was revolutionary. And so fast and just so imaginative with the basketball. I think it's also coming from a time where you just didn't have access to the games. Like not every game was broadcast and stuff like that. Like I think they were saying in the first season they get one episode a week.
Yeah,
on
CBS.
Wednesdays on CBS or something like that, and it wouldn't
Bill
be
Russell
just
was calling the game.
Yeah.
Bill Russell was the color commentator for those. But yeah, like that's the thing, man. Like where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar calls this man superficial, a fraud, a faker, and he basically said like, I ain't coming back because I don't like you because you're a fake. And he doesn't want to come back.
He offered him the moon. Have you ever heard? Okay, $2.5 million to play. That's fine, but also all access to the forum, including booking any band he wants, and he gets to keep the gate. He said that's an extra $3 million. So basically, you're offering him $5.5 million.
$5.5 million. Yeah.
In 1981.
That's a lot. It's a lot of money.
He'd be the richest athlete in pro sports history at the time, and he still says no.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like the way he did business with Magic. So even though he might be seeming like he's pissed at Magic all the time, I think he's, in reality, he kind of looks like he's kind of trying to look out for him in some ways or whatever, and he's trying to help him. Like in that first season or whatever, telling him that he's got to check his ego and stuff like that. Like he's trying to help this kid.
Yeah, and also too, Kareem's background, some the cowords, like he is very conscious, militant, if you think about it. And he's like, I see what you tried to do, white man. You know what I mean? Where you taking advantage of this, This, you think he's uneducated Detroit kid. I see what you're trying to do. And, Kareem, being emotionally shattered by his head coach in high school. People don't talk about this enough, man. People don't talk about this enough. He looked at his high school coach, man. He's like, this is my guy. This my dog, first white homie that I messed with because he's from Harlem. So, and then he hears this man who's supposed to be in charge of him, supposed to take care of him, say the N-word in front of him and not care. So that's gonna shatter you emotionally. You're 16, 17 years old. You're not a grown-up yet. And people famously say this: your heroes at 14 stay your heroes forever. Stuff that happens to you when you're a child and a teenager stays with you forever. So he's like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You sneaky, sly, sleazy, superficial fraud. Because you took advantage of this young man. He doesn't hate Magic. He's scared for Magic and kind of feels sorry for him, where he's like, you think the world's peaches and roses. Watch when the rose punches you. Watch when the world punches you in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And he's waiting for that. And, so like there's that.
Yeah.
And I saw him in Hughes. Dear my chef's kiss. Yeah. Another storyline is Rob. Is Bill Sharman dying?
Yeah. Who heard of pull-ups on your vocal cords and coughing up blood like that? Sure looks like lung cancer to me.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? I'm sure they'll talk about this in some episodes coming up and stuff like that. But yeah, there's no way that a man just starts coughing like that, coughing up blood, and they say, "Oh, it's just vocal cords just went."
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Also,
Too weird.
That was a small little storyline. But also another big storyline is Jeannie and Honey.
Yeah.
Still the rift, the vibe.
That step parent child dynamic or whatever, and
yeah.
This time Jeannie just holds all the cards or whatever, and a weird little play or whatever, and blocking her in before she's going to work while she's sitting around on the blender again. So yeah, not a great play by Honey, I don't think. And then leaving the conversation with your dad and I are getting married. It's like, I know I bought the ring, or I picked out the ring or whatever, just to show how much attention her dad will give her and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think Jeannie's fooled by any of this. I think she's seen this kind of thing before. So she just has to. I think she's at the point now where she just has to wait it out. Why bother getting attached when she knows that this is gonna end one way.
Yeah.
And it's
Speaking of being attached,
ever.
guys. Speaking of being attached.
Oh boy.
If you're attached to this show, and I'm attached to this show, Rob's attached to this show, and we want the show to continue, correct? But it was created by one specific group of people. I want everyone to remember this video was filmed during the 2023 WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Without the labor of the writers and actors currently on strike, the series being covered here wouldn't exist. I want everyone to remember that. The show we're watching, the show we're talking about, the great show we keep talking about, it does not exist without the writers and the actors acting them. Because without a writer, actors can't act. Without an actors, writers can't really write anything. So remember, guys, they are the reason we love the shows we love. We love the shows we talk about. And I'm throwing my full support behind them. That's all.
People should be paid. Pay your guys a fair wage. That's all. A fair wage.
And they're literally only asking for like less than 1% of revenue. And they're not even asking for
bananas.
It's bananas. So there's that. But also, too, guys, subscribe. We're at 150 subscribers right now. We're 150 away from 1,000. Share it, pass it around. It's a collection plate at church, but you don't got to give us money. Just hit that subscribe button. So there's that. All right. But if you do want to give us a little bit more money, there's a man who's going to tell you how to do that.
Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
Thank you so much, Justin. We appreciate it. Now, Rob, I think we've kind of covered all the storylines, really. You know, Magic, the fallout of the trade request, getting Paul Westhead fired. They kind of threw him to the side like they did in real life. Pat Riley's ascension out of the rubble. Kareem basically calling, you know, Doc Buss a 2-bit superficial fraud. Bill Sharman coughing up half his weight in blood. Jeannie and Honey arguing and yelling at each other and kind of being passive aggressive. I love it.
The wedding happens. The wedding happens at the end.
The wedding happens.
The
But
Lakers
Rob,
are there.
The Lakers are there. They show the wedding's actually in the middle of the game clinching,
the Eastern Conference clinching game.
Yeah, with the 76ers and the Boston Celtics, and the Boston Celtics, you know, fans, they show a little razzle dazzle. They're chanting "Beat LA," and then, you know, in Adam McKay fashion, they cut to everyone at the wedding and they look directly at the camera and they say, "Bleep Boston." They use the F word.
Yeah.
Out of all the storylines, Rob, what do you think one that we can expand upon? We need a little bit more juice, or ones that are already doing good?
Well, I'm loving the Pat Riley stuff. I'm interested to see more stuff about what Chuck Hearn thinks of Pat Riley. Chuck Hearn. Not a fan so far. Hasn't been a fan of
sissy
him
voice. Could have told you he's a failure by his sissy voice.
Yeah,
is what he says.
Yeah, Chuck Hearn. To say he was a colorful character,
it's an understatement.
Might be a bit of an understatement. They loved him. They named the road, I guess, over by the fabulous from Chuck Hearn Roy or something like that. But yeah, I can't wait to see more of that. But of course, this should mean we get to see Dr. J in next week's episode. I loved when he showed up in the first.
James LaSure.
So see what Julius Erving has to say to Magic. Of course, Magic grew up idolizing Julius Erving. So yeah, I can't wait to see the 1981-82 finals. It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun one. I don't know how much more they'll go into if they're just doing the finals. It's weird to predict how the episodes are gonna go. Like, they really went fast. As soon as they fired Westhead, they went right to the end of the year, and that happens. What was it? 6 games in. 6 games in, they fired Westhead. I think it was in November or something like that. So yeah, and they go all the way to the finals in May. So they really they can skip some time there, almost a Game of Thrones-esque kind of skipping around the calendar. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that as well. I'm looking forward to see how much more they're going to do with the Honey character. If they're going to show that you know, Dr. Buss eventually does have a couple more kids. Are they going to say it was with Honey in the show? Is this going to be a marriage that ends poorly in divorce? Is there going to be another woman come in that says that she's married? She got married to Buss while he's married to Honey, because this also kind of happened. Yeah, fascinating stuff. And it's only got, well, it has to get through 2 more seasons, through whatever it is, 4 more episodes, because they said it's the 83-84 finals or whatever that
well, Rob, well, we say that, but we remember the very first episode, we started off in 1991.
Yeah, well, I think that's where the show's going to go to.
Yeah.
I'm just talking with this next, like, this season, we know it's good. Well, it should be ending at the 83-84 season or whatever.
Yeah.
So they show the Lakers winning that first game at the Gardens.
Yes.
So yeah, I believe that's where the season is going to end off. And then it's just, from what you're saying, please watch the show, because this way we get the other seasons that we should get, because you don't want to end there, because there's so much more.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I want to see them in the Bad Boys. I love that rivalry near the end of the decade too.
Who's gonna play Isaiah Thomas? Oh snap!
Kevin Hart.
I need to see this. Kevin Hart. Come on. That was hilarious. Yeah, just seeing someone play young Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
man, we got this random kid from Southeast Oklahoma State. Man, I don't know. He kind of a quiet cat. What's his name, man? Dennis Rodman. I don't know. Did you know Dennis Rodman, when he was on the Bad Boys, he was the quiet one, and John Sally was the crazy one.
Still has a mouth. I love John Sally.
Yeah.
The microwave. Yeah, there's
Vinny Johnson. Yeah,
there's so much to like.
Who's gonna which random Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn. Rick Mahorn once fought the entire Chicago Bulls team in a game by himself. Yeah, Rick Mahorn's a psychopath.
I'd like a TV show about that too.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But too bad, Isaiah Thomas is not a good person, allegedly. But
ruined a couple franchises that we can both enjoy.
Exactly. You know how great Chick Hearn is, guys? Let me tell you how great Chick Hearn was. So when the advent of TV came around, a lot of teams started kind of splitting booths. Like, this is our radio group and this is our TV group, right? Chick Hearn became both. So his radio broadcasts were simulcasted with TV. That's how, you know how great you got to be? Someone be like, you know what? We're not going to hire another group. Just have Chick do it. Or one, they could be saving money. But, I'm going to stick with you're a great commentator, Chick. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. Or he was so poor at describing it on radio that you might as well put it on TV because you're getting the exact same thing.
Exactly. But Rob, let's end this off by saying, who's your favorite character of today's episode?
Pat Riley.
All right.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was great. It was great to see meek Pat Riley right to the end or whatever, and it's the supervillain turn, and you get to see it. It's like the Joker putting the makeup on at the end and stuff like that. So yeah, I loved it. I can't wait. I can't wait for next week's episode. I can't wait for Dr. J. It's gonna be good. I will enjoy this. Do you think? Oh, I'm just thinking. Some other match, like, are we gonna get to see like Charles Barkley in future seasons? Are we gonna get to see Dominique Wilkins?
Oh yeah, Wilk with.
I'm just thinking of the '80s stars that might be able to show up. I like seeing those Blazers jerseys.
Rob, his thing, Rob, you forgot somebody. Moses Malone. When are we getting Moses?
We'll see.
Moses, one of the most underrated. Did you know Moses Malone had the double streak? Like, it was like he had like 75 or 80 doubles in a row, and then Kevin Love broke it. But Kevin Love breaking it means nothing to me because Kevin Love broke it on like a 30 and 50 Minnesota Timberwolves team, and he was just stat padding.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're a stat padder, bro. Get out of here. You know what I mean? You're padding stats. So. Yeah,
when you're the only one who can get a bucket, you're gonna get in the double digits all the time.
Yeah, I just can't wait till Moses Malone gets traded to Philly. I can't wait for that to happen because Moses Malone was the man. He was the man, and I can't wait. Ooh, Hakeem Olajuwon? No. Hakeem wasn't really big in the '80s yet.
What?
Well, no, he was drafted. No, he was drafted in '84. Oh, he did make a finals with Ralph Sampson.
Slamma Jamma.
Well, no,
like Drexler.
No, that's college, fool.
But that's in the '80s. That's in the '80s.
I know, but I'm talking about the NBA, stupid. Not
he's
college.
When was Slamma Jamma? '82.
Yeah, the early '80s.
Yes, yeah. So it's a couple years away. So we have Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler in the league. Both in the Western Conference.
And Michael.
Michael's coming in 4 years.
Yeah. Michael's coming in '84. So the year they won the title. Well, yeah, my bad. Let's quit that. But on that note, everyone, Rob, where can people find you?
Right here on the Let's Get Ready Network. Actually, you can find me on our Twitch channel Sundays, LGRN After Snark. Sometimes Saturdays. We'll see. When we get a chance, we're going to do it on the weekends on our Twitch channel. It's just Danny and I talking about whatever we want to talk about. You can see me on LGRN, the highlights with Starting 11 with Adelia. We talk English Premier League. She couldn't join us this week. I had the pleasure of hosting First with Thana on the show. We talked about the week that was in week 4 of the Premier League. I wasn't a happy kid.
I was.
For that. I wasn't happy at all. Luckily, Ferris was. Yeah, you could follow me on whatever X or what is it? Twitter still?
X.
At Snark Yeti. Not a great follow. I usually just like and retweet the things that happen throughout the Let's Get Ready network. How about you, Ferris?
Fridays, guys, 3 p.m. on the Let's Get Ready Network. The highlights, good friends, better rivals. We talk American football, me and Caleb, NFC East, Cowboys, Giants. But this week we're going to be going live after the game because we are the Sunday night game. So we're going to have a special episode on that one, as well as 8 o'clock, Fridays, 8 o'clock Pacific, the Open Table, me and Adelia's long form conversation show where we have conversations with each other, with people, with guests, and we just talk. We just talk and have fun. So yeah. So watch out for that. And you know, when any review I show up on, because sometimes I like reviewing stuff. I like reviewing stuff I like. I don't like reviewing stuff I don't like. Because why talk about stuff you don't like?
You only have so much life. You only have so much life.
That's a miserable existence, in my opinion.
Yep.
If I don't like it, I don't talk about it, and I keep it moving. Yeah.
Right.
So there's that. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see y'all next time. Hey, keep it 7 it up. 7 up. 7 it up, I guess. That's what the campaign was. Let's 7 it up. So we're gonna LGRN it up. Boom.